The striker's movement today was fantastic, and we found that very difficult with their pace and their energy to cope with.
Carl, you've probably got bigger things to worry about than losing an FA Cup tie at Man City, but how have you tried to lift the players after that, or have you tried yet?
Not yet. I just said, the first thing I said to the players, if 7 games ago we would have said we were going to concede 8 goals in 7 games, I would have taken it. I just didn't expect them all to be in that one match. I'm so proud of them. I think I said in the build up to this that I knew coming into this game how this football club and how this manager respects everybody, and his intensity of his players and himself were always going to be a problem this evening. And to come up against them in the form that we're in, the thing for me that I'll hold and look back on is some of the silly errors that we made. I don't think they had to work too hard for some of their goals, and that's the bit that I'll be a little bit frustrated by. But I'm not going to carry it forward into next week and use it as an opportunity to slag the players. I'm proud of them, and our objective in the summer was to get out of the league that we're in, and we put ourselves in a wonderful position. 12 months ago we were fighting relegation in the same league. To be sat here today is just it's a privilege for us as a football club to come up and to bring 5,500 fans here, and to be in the automatic places within our league. I think we sit in a very, very good place.
I appreciate what you're saying, and you're obviously right, but you're also a professional. What does it feel like stood on the sideline when that's happening?
Not great. There's always that element of you that you have that personal pride. Doesn't matter whatever you do in life, you always want to win. But you've also got to respect the quality of the teams and the people that you're coming up against. I always said when I come into these games, I've done this for long enough now, that I've always used it as an opportunity for us to be better moving forward, regardless of the result. So you take the finer points out of it and you go, well, this was good, that wasn't, and make sure that you can pick things out of it, and you can be challenged in areas that you're never going to be challenged at your level. But there is that little bit of element that you feel frustrated, but I'm not going to. I'll have a go at myself first. I'll blame me, not my players. And we'll just make sure when we come into work next week, we'll be better because of what's happened today. Mentally as well as physically and tactically and technically. That's the only bit I'm a little bit with them. I said to them in there, just the silly way in which we turned over possession under no pressure whatsoever. I watched the Liverpool game before ours against Accrington, and the difference where it drops to a top player and he tends to find his own with the duels, where we and Accrington today, when it did drop it, we give it away silly. And I think the first goal where Tilt jumps up in the air and he can head it down to one of our players, he puts it back into an area where we're going to lose. They're the things that I'll take away and wish we would have done a little bit better. But I'm not going to have a go at them. I'd rather have a go at myself.
Do you get them in and say, look what happened, or do you say, forget that?
It's going to be a long debrief. There's a lot to pick. I'm not going to do that. I will use moving forward whatever our last game was in our league and whatever the team that are playing next week. We'll make sure that we will work on all of their weaknesses. I'm sure their video footage when they're going to play us, I'm not too sure they're going to use Phil Foden or Jack Grealish popping into areas that they won't. So I don't think any of us, certainly at our level, I don't think you can use the FA Cup as a benchmark to criticise or to hold any grudge on your own players.
Evening, Carl.
Here, mate.
We've wondered about City in recent weeks because of their results. You've seen firsthand. You've seen them also without their first choice starting 11. What's impressed you about them tonight?
The one thing with Manchester City, I think it doesn't matter, because when the manager's been somewhere for so long, they're institutionalised in a philosophy, a style, a mentality, and there's an expectancy regardless whoever puts that shirt on. There's a burden that goes with that you have to work hard. And the quality that they possess is clear for everybody to see. And we were just saying that when we obviously got the team sheet, 1 or 2 players, Riley and people like that, we've known coming through the ranks that we've seen before, and to see them giving them opportunity, but we knew how good they were always going to be this evening. And I think when you look at the top level, the quality of coaching in this country now and the players that are coming through underneath the stars who play week in, week out are just as talented. And in some ways they've maybe got a little bit more to prove. So the levels of intensity grow. The striker's movement today was fantastic. And we found that very difficult with their pace and their energy to cope with. And it was just, it's a pleasure to see how many good players. Well, it's not really. It is for them, it's not for me. But it just shows you how much quality this football club possesses.
And how much have you learned tonight as a manager?
Not to win the second round. To take away from this, we'll take away very little, other than pride that we brought 5,500 fans. We're 10 years old, and this is from the owners taking over. We've got so much more to go, so many more years of learning and maturing and becoming better because of days like today. And it's not like we've been here before. We've not been at this round. We've not been at this level before. I don't think we've been to a Premier League team away. We've ticked a number of boxes. And when I first came here 12 months ago, to think that we're sat here in front of you where we are in the league, having just played Man City, regardless of the result, I think is a tremendous achievement by everybody involved.
Thank you.
Amit?
Carl, when you talk about self-blame, are you not being a little bit harsh on yourself?
Well, if I don't take it, you're looking for me to put it on to my players. I'm certainly not going to do that. I think I think someone asked the question before. The personal pride aspect of it is always going to be hurt, and because of that, I can't put my hurt onto players. I'd rather put it onto myself first. That's just the way, you know me quite well. That's always been my personality. I never, coming into this game at any time, thought this was going to be an opportunity to have a go at my players, because they give me everything week in, week out, and we're on this journey together. And like I said before, we'll be better because of what's happened today.
How will you benefit as a coach having experience tonight?
Like I said, it's not like it's the first time we've come up against these teams, and I think every time that you come up against a man of the stature like Pep Guardiola, I think you're always looking at the little things, and today some of the tactical things were completely different. Like to see where that right side defender in some ways ended up into midfield naturally in the build-up and started in them areas. That was a real difficult ploy. You don't get that. Listen, the quality of the pitch, the quality of the possession going from front to back is something we don't see. So that ability to find players between holes is always very, very difficult to fill. And we're a very aggressive team. And one thing I would say today, for as much as what we can see the opportunities and goals of the opposition, I thought we tried to stick to some of our principles. We will go away from this and make sure that we're better because of it. And some of our players' attitude and their mentality, they will want to learn. But some of our players are still incredibly young as well. And getting young Will on, a Man City fan, that sort of made his day, and it's made our day, and it just shows you again, not just the first team, our academy, our hard work and behind the scenes to make this football club a better football club.